So let's talk about three websites that will help you get more views and ultimately grow your YouTube channel faster. And we'll get right into these. I'm also going to be doing some Q&A on today's stream. And so drop your question with 4 question marks before and after. But the first website is answerthepublic.com. Let me know if you've ever used this before. Let's say your YouTube channel is about fishing. I'm going to type fishing, and you get best results using 1 or 2 words when you type in the word. And what it'll pop up for you is this wheel that will show you all these video ideas of what the public are interested in when it comes to your topic. And so you could go right now to answerthepublic.com. You get 3 free searches a day if you create a free account. But here's what's more powerful is if you zoom in kind of closely here, what you can see is that there is a dark orange, which means there's the highly searched type of videos. There's also average and lowest searched. So your best bang for your buck type of video ideas would be the ones that are in the orange. And so where fishing near me, it's giving you ideas that could be like a local area. Fishing rigs in here, are fishing weights made of lead? Kind of like a basic question. And what's funny is a lot of times people throw out simple questions when creating YouTube videos. And one of the things we teach at Think Media is answer specific questions. So you can use Answer the Public to come up with specific video ideas. Now, you can also hit this data side. And here's a bonus tip with Keywords Everywhere plugged in, which is another piece of software. It's called Keywords Everywhere. I've bought a couple credits, and I think you may need to do that in order to be able to see these gray overlays right next to the terms. I'm actually optimizing my ability to see if there's any monthly search volume. For example, are fishing hooks allowed on planes? 50 people a month search that. This is going to be Google data. But what we're doing right now is we're verifying what kind of video ideas should we make that could potentially get us new views. And this is powerful. If you're starting a new channel, you want to get 1,000 subscribers, you want to break through some growth barriers. If you can identify some video ideas that could get a lot of traffic, how fishing nets work. So that's 210 a month. So it's pretty cool when you combine answerthepublic.com with Keywords Everywhere. And when you click at the top of the screen, and switch it to the visualization to the data option here, and then you have Keywords Everywhere installed, you can actually see the search volume right next to the different terms to select which video you should make next. And these videos can be very easy to make. In fact, these could be YouTube shorts. One of the biggest ideas right here you could do is turn some of these into YouTube shorts. Like, what fishing license do I need? And, if you can answer the question in less than 60 seconds, why not? Never forgetting that YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world, and that YouTube shorts are searchable. Of course, these shorts feed is the best opportunity to get viral growth, but don't despise slow and steady growth. And so that is tool number 1 out of 3 tools. But if we're just meeting, my name is Sean Cannell, rhymes with YouTube channel. This is our channel, Think Media. And in just a second, I'm going to get into some Q&A. If you drop 4 question marks before and after your question, super chat will move your question to the front of the line. I have Mel that'll be jumping on from the Think team with me. But the second website that can help is called alsoasked.com. Alsoasked.com. And so what we could type here is, again, you're going to type your niche. You're going to select your local area. I'm going to go United States. You could do a standard search, and there's a credit system here too. If you want to do a deeper search, it's going to take 4 credits. But this is just another site that gives you kind of a different perspective on digging into your niche. So again, you're going to use your niche for this. And so we did fishing on Answer the Public. Now we're on alsoasked.com. And so we're looking at natural cooking. And again, what's kind of funny is when you start a channel, maybe on, let's say, healthy food, healthy eating, natural cooking, you sometimes maybe haven't even made the most simple and basic videos in your niche. In fact, most people won't, because they seem too simple, but that's really where the opportunity can be. And so again, these also could just be the jumping off point of inspiration. And so what is natural cooking? What are the healthiest modes of cooking? That's a good topic. And maybe add 2023 to it. But then notice that if we hit the plus, we can get even deeper. So what is considered natural food? Are eggs natural? Is pasta natural? And again, what we're looking at is Answer the Public is we're tapping into the real psychology of real people that are looking for content online. 70% of people use YouTube to solve a problem, to answer a question. And so if you're trying to get discovered and nobody knows you, then you can use Answer the Public, because you're like, what are people asking? What kind of videos do people want to see? Answer the Public will tell you. Also asked.com, and we'll link these up in the description for you as well if you want to check out these resources. So how can you tell if food is natural? And if this is your niche, then this can be a lot of inspiration for some good video ideas for you. But then finally, if you haven't been using Chat GPT yet, I highly recommend it. And this could be, you're not going to as much have search volume here, but you could say like, write 10 video ideas for a natural cooking YouTube channel. And we hit an error, which is pretty common on ChatGPT because it's at capacity. So that was working before the live stream, but it's not now. So I encourage you, check out ChatGPT, whether you want to write some YouTube titles, come up with video ideas. Again, all of these are free tools. ChatGPT, I've heard, may start charging. You can do a paid version of Answer the Public, and you can do a paid version of Also Asked, where you get like credits. And then remember, Keywords Everywhere will also help you get some insight into the search volume paired with Answer the Public. So write these down, and we'll link these up in the description down below. Hit like if you found some of these things helpful. And I actually want to welcome Mel from Team Think Media to the stream. And we're going to go through some questions today. Mel, how's it going?
Yeah, it's going great, Sean. We have AI is up outdoors. Are you talking to me with the fishing examples? Yes, we were talking directly to you. We want you to go use these sites and check out some of these ideas for your channel. I also liked this recommendation from Architectural Sheet Metal 101. Google search your niche and then look below where it says people also asked and make those videos. It's great. All right. I know, I just love other people in the chat dropping some wisdom there. Okay, Sean, so we have a question from Matt Smallin saying, what is the best time to post to a new channel with no subs or audience yet?
Great question. And so, Matt, the best time to post, YouTube has revealed that it doesn't matter. And the reason it doesn't matter is if you're making your videos right, and you're creating something that there's interest that can be found in search or can trigger the algorithm and be found and suggested, it's really not as much about the first 24 hours of the video as it is about that video getting traffic for you for the next 6 to 12 to 24 months and beyond. Now, I understand your question, though. You're saying if you have a brand new channel and no subscribers, when's the best time to reach people? Ideally, you're probably going to try to post when your ideal target audience is most likely online. So if your target audience was in a particular country, then you'd want to do it when they're actually online. And maybe when they're off, getting off work or starting their day, some of that logic would make sense. You may also let people know on social media, or for some creators or business owners, they have an email list. You may let them know to get initial traffic going on the videos. But what's fascinating is here on Think Media, Nolan started a brand new channel, and if you haven't subscribe and check out some videos in our library. He talks about how he blew up his basketball channel purely from making relevant videos that a basketball audience was interested in, that were search based, and then ultimately that were sucked into the algorithm regarding suggested. And again, shorts as well can get pushed, and it doesn't matter what time of day. So the big thing is to not overanalyze that particular question, because there's other things to be focusing your energy on, like the perfect video recipe, like a great video idea, like a great hook, great content, and then ultimately keeping people on the platform by transitioning to another video. All right, Mel, what is the next question?
Yeah, this question is from Harry. How to gain an audience without sharing it to my current social sphere. So, Harry, this is a really big question. This is something that we can't probably give you enough context in just like a quick response. And so I do want to encourage you. We have a live class that we did last night. You can watch the replay of it on demand at any time that works for you. This class right here is going to help you with answering that question. We have way more time to go into it on this class. And so I highly recommend heading over to freetubeclass.com. that's where you can head to sign up for this. It's entirely free, you get instant access, and then we will help walk you through that question, Harry, because again, that's a big one and it's something we talk a lot about inside of those free classes. All right, Sean, question from B. Is buying views illegal? I mean, does YouTube automatically detect it?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, illegal is a strong word. It is against YouTube's terms of service. I don't know if the FBI or the police, or the CIA would consider it illegal, but YouTube does not like it. Do they automatically detect it? They don't detect it, I don't think. Although I wouldn't. Here's the big idea is there's no reason to do it. People do it. Notoriously, record labels are known for really inflating musicians' music videos just for hoping they go more viral and hoping for the vanity metrics of certain things. Even if some of these famous musicians are going to get millions of views, they'll still buy like a lot to try to get even more because of the perception of it. So it's a practice that people do. But for the creator, for all of us on here on Think Media, it just doesn't really have any practical value. Vanity metrics don't really matter, and it's not real watch time. It's not real subscribers. It's not real people that you're going to be making an impact on. And it's not real 1,000 true fans that are going to be critical to you going full time on YouTube. So, whether or not it's illegal, it's really not worth your time. And I would focus on best practices.
Yes. And I saw somebody asking as well, like, can you buy views? And there's more questions about that in general. I think the same advice applies, right, Sean? Not best practice,
Not best
not for
practice.
buying any of those things. All right, question from Pixel. And this is a really common question we get. So everybody lean in because this might be a question that you are asking as well. It's all about what language people should create their videos in.
Yeah. So if I'm living in a country where my first language is not English, I think that's a big opportunity. YouTube is in over 100 different languages now, and I think that non-English languages are a great opportunity. I think that you should play to your strengths. So separate from this question, think about how do you ultimately lean into your strengths? What is your strongest language? What is ultimately your uh, highest, what is your strongest topic? What language should you speak? Where would you be most comfortable? Where will you be most powerful? And you should make your YouTube channel around that. So if your language is a non-English language, what you should also do is make sure that you don't mix languages because it'll confuse your subscribers. Meaning this, some people think, well, I'm going to upload like an English version and a Spanish version on the same channel to try to reach two audiences. You'll end up confusing the YouTube algorithm and it won't be helpful. And some people think, well, then I'll start two channels. I would also warn against that. It's hard enough to run one channel. So trying to run two could be very difficult. So you should do your research, and that would simply mean you're researching the opportunity on YouTube. In business, you'd call it like market research. You're thinking about, okay, if I'm picking a language and I'm picking a topic and I'm aligning it with my strengths, I'm thinking all of that through. And you may pick, some people like, well, I still want to do English because maybe it's a broader audience. But would you rather be a small fish in a huge pond or the biggest fish in a smaller pond, which could be a non-English speaking channel? These are some strategic decisions that you're going to have to make.
Thanks, Sean. Um, we have this one from the Coral Reef saying, does the category on YouTube, on a YouTube video matter? They're categorized as education because they teach people about aquariums, but will that affect their views?
Back in the day, this was a huge hack, even. I remember old school creators like Timothy Delgado, and they were talking about how they changed their YouTube category to categories that like nobody were using, and then they got a bunch of traction because nobody was using it. But I'm talking about like YouTube 2008, 2009, and these days, it's almost like we've crossed the bridge to the opposite side of it not really even mattering. And so I think you should use every tool that YouTube gives you. Tags don't have as much weight as they used to YouTube says not even very much at all. They're more of a verification of you creating a great video and optimizing it properly rather than actually an influence of your video performing in any kind of different way. But you should still use tags because they're there. And if you use a tool like vidIQ, it should only take about 30 seconds to get your video properly tagged. You should, of course, check it is made for kids or it isn't. You should just do the due diligence of the video, turn on monetization, and then, yes, select a category that most accurately represents the content of your video. But this is another one of those micro details that just is not that big of deal. And there's a lot of energy to invest elsewhere. What YouTube is judging your video on in a 2023 world is watch time, click through rate, and the surveys that they show people after to see viewer satisfaction. And so ultimately focusing on making the best video possible and coming up with the most powerful topics, which, if you're just joining at the beginning of this, I shared 3 powerful resources for coming up with great topics for your videos. And so definitely check that on the replay if you're just joining live, and smash like if you're getting value. I'm here with Mel from the Think Media team. We're doing some Q&A. And what's the next question?
Yeah, thank you for the super chat, architectural sheet metal. Question on the video length. He's saying that it cuts a lot out of the video for the pursuit of retention on the video, but is that the best practice, Sean?
Yeah, I think so. I think that removal of trimming the fluff, less is more. I think that probably Jizza from the Wu-Tang Clan said it best. He said, too many MCs' rhymes are mad long. Keep it brief, son. Half short and twice strong. And I've never forgotten that phrase. Half short, twice strong. I actually learned that this good English professor once gave his class a challenge. And what it was he told them to write a 3-page paper on a topic of their choice. So he started the clock and they started writing, and for the entire class. And then they came back to turn the paper in. And as they were going to turn the paper in, the English professor said, okay, hang on. I actually don't want it yet. Now what I want you to do is cut the paper in half, not physically. I want you to actually make it a page and a half now. I want you to trim the fluff and make it more poignant. So they're like, 50%? You want me to take 50% of this 3-page paper out? But sure enough, they did it. They worked hard and they refined the content down from a 3-page paper to a 1.5-page paper. So then they went back to turn it in, super proud. They're like, wow, this was a good challenge. And this content is stronger. It's more efficient. It's more poignant. It's more punchy. It forced me to write my sentences tighter and all that different stuff. And they turned it in. But wouldn't you know, that old dog, that English teacher said, guess what I want you to do now? I don't want the paper. I want you to cut it in half again. And so now this 1.5-page paper needed to be cut into 3/4 of a page. Less than a page, punchy, poignant. The whole class is offended. They're like, it's impossible. It's not possible to make it that efficient and that clear. But of course, they had to do their homework. And so sure enough, they went to work trimming and refining. And then they turned in that final piece of paper, that final report on a subject that had gone from 3 pages to less than a page. And that illustrates, let's make it brief, half short and twice as strong. So a lot of us, I'm known to be long-winded, understatement. I'm known to be able to take 3-minute explanations and turn them into 30 minutes. The reverse is true. If you could turn your 30-minute content into more efficient content, it honors the viewer. Now, some things need longer explanation. There's no doubt about it. But there's something powerful about trimming the fluff and refining your content. You don't want to leave a scene of a Hollywood movie on the cutting room floor that was critical for the plot. You don't want a deleted scene that was absolutely essential at transitioning from one act to another. But you do want to trim the fluff anywhere where we lose attention, where we get bored. And so I absolutely think that video editing is one of the huge keys to making all of our content stronger. Maybe you've been used to speaking extemporaneously, going live for 10 minutes or recording for 15 with no editing. Any human on earth that speaks for 15 minutes straight will be stronger if after some editing, turning that 15 minutes into 12. Anybody that's a communicator that speaks for 20 minutes will be stronger if you turn that 20 minutes into 8, because we can always trim things down and the viewer will have higher satisfaction, higher retention, and you'll ultimately perform better in the algorithm.
Thanks, Sean. A quick one from Shalaku. Is it better to do a voiceover or talk while filming? We had a few people who are doing faceless channels who are asking this question.
I think it's better to do a voiceover after the fact. It's probably best to do a voiceover that's scripted because, again, rather than freestyling, you're actually reading from a poignantly written script describing the content, and then arranging the B-roll to the voiceover would be one of the best ways to do it. However, speed is also important. And so there also could be the idea that I know some creators, they're DIY creators in our Think Media community, and maybe they film a whole project. So they film laying out the tools and they film laying out the shellac, it's just what came to mind, and they film the wood, and then they time lapse and they go through the whole process. And so basically the project they're doing is linear. And so they lay that in the editing, maybe they lay a song down, and then there's programs like Adobe Premiere and many of the video editing softwares that would allow you to hit play in the software, and as you're watching through, just narrate it. Like as you're watching it, kind of like a director's commentary that's watching scene by scene. And so that I think is effective too. It depends on what you're trying to achieve. And now you're just giving your bird's eye view perspective over the footage that's laid out in your video editing timeline.
All right, I've got a question I can answer real quick too. So we've got Kel saying, I run a faceless channel. How will these tips help me? So this is, I have a blanket answer for everybody who's wondering this pertaining to your niche. So you might be wondering, like, I'm in an entertainment niche or I'm in a vlogging niche. How can these tips help me? And so I want to encourage you, all of these tips still apply, even if you're in any of those niches. And so if you're running a faceless channel, you definitely still want to be going and making sure you're researching a specific question and answering that question, or you're researching channel topics, you're researching what people are looking for in that niche. So 100% Kel, all of these tips will still help you. And I highly encourage you, if you are in one of those niches as well, you need YouTube strategy, a solid, strong foundational YouTube strategy, just as much as somebody who's in a fishing niche, like Sean was mentioning on using as an example. And so I really want to recommend that you head to freetubeclass.com to actually sign up for our free class that we're running right now. It gives, again, just good foundational strategy for any YouTube channel. And then we'll also give you some next level tips that I am sure a lot of people aren't thinking about at all and haven't applied. So head to freetubeclass.com in order to sign up for that class, Kel. And I think you'll get a lot of help for your faceless channel.
Yeah, and in that class that Mel is talking about, I highly recommend if you haven't watched that yet to check that out because I actually break down a case study and I want to show you a video that came out. This was December 10, 2019. Okay, so this video came out 3 years ago in December. Now we're in coming into February of 2023. And I want you to notice that it's getting 277 views an hour. That's what we're seeing in our real-time views over here. So to be clear, this video is 3 years old, yet every 2 days, it's still viewed 277 times. Now, it also has grown Think Media, the channel, by 3,200 subscribers. And from YouTube ad revenue, it's earned almost $4,000. And these numbers continue to go up. You could see the trajectory of the video. Well, in this free class that Mel is talking about, and there's a link in the description, not only do I break down how to make videos like this, and we have like a whole hour to go into it with all the details, but what I also break down is how this was just about 20% of the overall income of the video. Only 20%. That AdSense, creators who rely on AdSense are leaving money on the table. Creators who think you need to be monetized in order to start making money on YouTube and get approved for the YouTube Partner Program are leaving money on the table. They're waiting when you actually could be generating money in multiple different ways. We talk about 5 on the class. It's really cool. And so if you're interested in like really taking YouTube serious this year, then definitely check that out, freetubeclass.com. And Mel, what is the next question?
Yes. This question was, I think, pertaining towards the different resources you were mentioning, Sean. So what is the best one if somebody's going to purchase a subscription, you're mentioning like purchasing tokens. I know we recommend vidIQ, which is also a paid subscription. So what is the top one you recommend for people?
Yeah, I personally would stick with answer the public. I never need more than 3 free searches a day. I don't mind those being free. Keywords everywhere is worth it to upload like $10 to get the data, as you can see here over top of, how phishing reels work. So this is with keywords everywhere installed. And I think with keywords everywhere, I think that I believe I'd be logged in here. You install the browser, you install for Chrome, and then the pricing is like $10 for 100,000 credits. And then you can use those to pull keywords on Google, but I mainly just want to like leave my $10 in there, which eventually expires. And I do use it in other situations. So I can use answer the public like this. But I would say your one-stop shop is vidIQ. And the reason why, and again, we have an affiliate link for vidIQ. We'll put that in the description. Highly recommend it. This video is not sponsored by anybody. Mel and I are just on here live doing Q&A, but I do love it. And so you can hear me talking about like all true opinions, whether it's the daily ideas tool, which will study your channel and tell you which video types are, what topics are very likely to get high views, very high, and medium, whether it is the AI title generations tool, whether it's top keyword opportunities or their keyword research tool, whether it's their trending opportunities of showing you different trends and rising keywords that are in your niche, whether it's that tracking your competitors, obviously the point. And by the way, whether it's their new AI coach. And so what's kind of cool is that ChatGPT has always crashed, but vidIQ is not. So if you wanted to say like back to our natural cooking example, write 10 video ideas for a natural cooking uh, channel, then this AI coach that they just added is kind of like you can ask it to do anything for you, write scripts and all kinds of different stuff. And so let's see, the best and worst natural cooking oils. That'd be a great video. My friend Benazati told me that like cooking oils are the death of humanity. He's like, I'd rather smoke like 2 packs of cigarettes a day than ever eat canola oil. I was like, bro, relax. Okay, though. Your point came across strong, Ben. Thank you, Ben from Keto Camp. And then you could say, write 10 titles on best and worst natural cooking oils. If you knew that was your actual topic, then you could go deeper and spin off 10 different titles, the pros and cons of different types of natural cooking oils, how to pick the best natural cooking oil recipe, a guide for the healthiest and tastiest natural cooking oils. So now you're really dialing in the details. And so your one-stop shop is definitely vidIQ. It's super powerful. And I would, if you want to check that out, vidiq.com/think. We may be able to throw that on a banner. We'll drop that in the description for you as well. There you go, vidiq.com/think. You could actually get a $1 trial. And if you don't like it, you could just cancel. But if you grab a $1 trial of vidiq.com/think, then you could try the AI tools and the video ideas tools. It's really powerful.
Quick question from Takalaka. Do live stream views count towards watch time?
100%. And I think that they're the same as anything else. Um, I sometimes it is confusing because when you look at a live stream, it doesn't have the same like little gray bar like when it gives you the data and the analytics. It doesn't show you the same thing. So if you go to content, you can look at your videos, you can look at your lives. But here's ultimately, you can see your average view duration here related to our watch time here, and then here is a live stream, for example, top live streams, and that's based on watch time. So the reason that what YouTube wants the most is watch time hours. So you could see these are all the live streams recently on Think Media and the top performing live streams, how many impressions they got, the click-through rate, the views, and this is the last 28 days. Let's hit lifetime. What are our best live streams of all time on Think Media? It's an interesting question. I've never asked that question. Oh, I think I know what it is. I think it's an 1,000 subscribers video. There it is from a day gone by. It's gotten 7.3 million impressions, 2.2 million views, and 345,000 hours of watch time. This is a these are all live streams. So 100%. Live streams are also a great way to get to your 4,000 hours of watch time faster.
Mhm. Startup success stories. I'm making podcast shorts for my podcast. Do you have any advice for that? Some general strategy for them.
Yes. I think that when it comes to shorts, the hook is incredibly important. Like, there's a if you haven't heard about our Think Media podcast channel, first of all, it got hacked, so that was fun. Second of all, we got it back, so that was fun. Third of all, if you haven't subscribed, that'd be fun. And it's called the Think Media podcast. So you're watching this right now on Think Media. We have a channel called the Think Media podcast channel, and it's much more business minded strategy when it comes to really building a full-time business around your YouTube channel and learning some of the advanced psychology and marketing stuff. um, we had a guy on named Brendan Kane, and uh, he you can always search a channel. It's Kane. There you go. So we had this book, How to Stand on YouTube with Hook Points. And I think he's been on the channel a couple times. Maybe this was when he was with us in person. And so there's a good book called Hook Point. Here's the point. Um, this book is how to stand out in a 3-second world. So the first point he makes is that you need to be hooking attention in 3 seconds in a 2023 world. But I would argue that when it comes to um, shorts, it's hooking attention in a 1-second world. Like, you gotta just think about how that thing starts. So whenever it comes to shorts, you want to grab attention right away and you want to get right into the meat of the content. And then I think it's just about studying best practices, and it's also about a volume thing. I mean, I know a creator, I'm going to be interviewing him soon. He grew 1 million subscribers in 1 month from posting 4 shorts a day. Some of them obviously totally blew up, and some of them were completely mediocre and average. So part of it was a volume game. That is not to encourage you to just put a bunch of horrible shorts out, thinking that the more terrible shorts you post, the better you'll get lucky. But it is speak to the fact that it is a quality thing, but also a quantity thing. You're not really you're not sure which one will necessarily pop. And so shorts, you can post quite a few and do a lot of testing.
Yeah, and for clarity, Arlene, we are streaming on StreamYard right now. And so definitely the views that are happening on a different platform, if you're multi-streaming, don't count towards your YouTube views. YouTube knows the difference between the views, and so those are definitely separated. But StreamYard is an awesome tool for being able to multi-stream, so you can reach other people that are on different platforms. And our link is streamwiththink.com for that if you want a trial or a discount. I'm not even sure what we have on that affiliate link, but you can head over there and check it out if you would like to check out StreamYard. But Arlene, that is just some clarity there for that. Streamwiththink.com for 14-day free trial. And then I also wanted to get some clarity. Blissful Couples Corner says, is the free tube class free forever? So if you head to freetubeclass.com, that is actually only available for, a little over another 24 hours. I think it's like closer to like 30 hours, but it's not available for much longer. You have about a day to watch it. And so make sure that you head over now and check it out if you would like to. And then Sean, another question from Couples Corner saying, can I get monetized in 3 months? Yeah, of course you can. You just have to have some really good, solid strategy in order to do that.
Yeah, what's interesting is one of our his name is John, and he was actually a part of the Think team for a while. He's one of our Video Ranking Academy students, um, a which is our online course, our main YouTube program. He got monetized in 24 hours. So with one video, he was able to get monetized. And so a couple of tips you can learn from him. One, He applied a strategy from our niche finder course, and it was all about you want to make sure you're talking about the right thing and the right topic. He actually changed his channel topic to better align with his strengths, his history, the demand of content on YouTube. So he was doing something he was very good at, photography and video. But one of the things that's interesting about John is that he's one of the most interesting men I've ever met. He's been in the rodeo, he's been a Marine, and he's been working as a police officer, specifically in the crime scene investigation unit. And so he finally kind of had the clarity to say, wait a minute, I could commentate on different uh, things that are happening with crimes and whatnot because I'm a retired CSI investigator. So he also, his channel was not very large. It had maybe had 200, 300 subscribers. So the pivot wasn't a big deal. So he switched to a new niche. And that's why we have an entire course all about finding the right topic for you. Like it's like the foundation of a house. You know what I mean? A lot of us like to focus on a little bit of views. We want to paint the walls, put the pictures up. We focus on kind of the vanity things, good titles, good thumbnails. But if you're building on top of the wrong foundation, none of that stuff matters. And the topic of your channel aligned with your strengths is huge. And that's what Johnny Law figured out. And then secondly was as he was covering different, basically trending topics, right? He's at 1.5 million views, and one video for him went from 0 to 718,000 views, and he got monetized. And so he's been on the slow and steady now, 8,000, building the communities, using his community tab. It's all come pretty crazy. In fact, Dr. Phil reached out and was like, hey, do you want to come on to Dr. Phil? You kind of know that like you're doing something right. He had to turn him down. You know that you're like a real boss if you're turning Dr. Phil down. And so it's kind of been cool though to see that he's been getting on different news because they're seeing him now as kind of like an expert, right? Coming on to different news and stuff. And so, anyways, all that to say is shout out to figuring out the right topic, tapping into powerful strategies of content creation. And yes, monetization might be 3 months away or 12 months away, or monetization might be 24 hours away. You're literally one video away from that. That's not hype. It's not trying to like gas you up. It's just true, because if you do the right video at the right time with the right title, with the right topic, with the right content, you could trigger the algorithm and hit your targets. And so I hope that encourages you too to not quit, to keep going and to keep learning. And of course, subscribe and stay connected with us for strategies, because that's what we're here for, is to help you accomplish these kind of results.
And I have a couple shorts questions coming up, but I did want to just highlight this from Swedish Car Guy saying, thanks, Sean, for helping me out last time with the double down strategy. It's good to see you back here, Swedish Car Guy. And from Skonot saying, we use popular famous music for shorts. Do we get copyright strike?
So you only do if you do it wrong. And so if you're creating shorts in the shorts creator inside of your YouTube app, step one, make sure you've updated your YouTube app. Step two, go to the plus sign in the center of your YouTube app. Step three, you have options to either create a short, upload a video, go live together, add to your story, or create a post. You're going to choose to create a short. Step four, build your short out right in the app. Or if you've edited a vertical video of some kind, maybe it's kind of talking head or a clip from a video podcast or something, then upload the video from your phone and select popular music from the Shorts app. And you can use popular music. It's the same as TikTok. It's the same as Instagram Reels. Any song that is there. YouTube Shorts monetization is starting. And so make sure you've approved the new terms of service and opted in for that if you're qualified. And YouTube's going to be giving creators 45% ad revenue split after they pay music licensing companies. So the way we're understanding it is they pay the music licensing company first. YouTube takes 55%. You get 45%. Are you happy with that deal? Are you upset about that deal? Do you think it's fair? Let me know in the comments. But then you now have the opportunity to monetize shorts content with popular music in it, so long as you build it out the right way. The wrong way to do it, and this is a good thing to consider when it comes to your workflow, is to upload a video on TikTok or Instagram Reels with popular music, even if you build it there, download it using some software, and then the music is embedded. So if you upload the video and the popular music is already embedded in the file, then YouTube can flag that. It may, as the content ID system, it may treat it the same way in the future, but best practice would be one workflow idea is a lot of times I'll do like a talking head video like this, maybe filmed vertically. The way to do it would be to deliver the content, no music, and then actually upload it to Instagram and select a popular song, upload it to TikTok and select a popular song. And in a lot of cases, I'm not even after the popular stuff. I'm like lo-fi hip hop beat and I turn it way down, but there's a little bit of like embedded music. And maybe there's like a cool, because I don't want lyrics if I'm talking, but you know, you do you. So to actually think about your distribution, and that'd be assuming that you're using your vertical content and distributing it across Facebook Reels, Pinterest vertical video, Instagram Reels, TikTok, and there's a lot of opportunity to do that. It could be as a distraction for some, but yes, you can use popular music in YouTube Shorts so long as you do it properly in your workflow.
All right, here's another shorts question from Josh. How many shorts are too many to post in a day?
So there's not really a limit on it. The most I've heard is 4. I've heard that my friend Benji, co-author of the book YouTube Secrets, second edition. If you didn't know, the second edition of YouTube Secrets is out now. And we actually have a whole chapter on new YouTube features. So it's all updated, 3 new chapters and YouTube Secrets, second edition. Over 2,500 reviews now. It's pretty cool. Let me know if anybody here, if you've checked out this book. And so this is not even it. Why is the old cover on there? It's so strange. Weird. Did it revert back to its former self? What's even happening? Anyways, it is the second edition. Actually should say second edition. Weird. So anyways, YouTube Shorts, Benji specifically has worked with a lot of food creators, a lot of creators that focus completely on shorts, and they've blown up. And 4 a day was kind of like 1 to 4 a day was sort of their goal. My question is, how are you able to pump out more than that? Is quality dropping? And I think that the tipping point of quantity versus quality is a tension to be managed. And some people go way too much quantity when they should be improving the quality. I do think, though, that you should test everything because shorts do have the opportunity to be very viral. And so why not test it? In fact, I don't want to talk anybody out of asking their question, but I do want to maybe spend a moment to just encourage you, Think Media, that sometimes we hide behind our questions when what we should be doing is punching fear in the face and taking action. Because it's like, should I post in the morning or should I post at night? I don't know, man. Post a video. Should I post 4 shorts a day or 2 shorts a day? How about you post a video? Should I like optimize my tags or what category should I pick? Dude, Rebecca, it doesn't matter. Like, just actually post a video. All these tactics and best practices are cool, but nothing's going to change unless you punch fear in the face, punch perfectionism in the face, and press record. And you can't steer a parked car. So post a video, steer as you go, and test everything. Should I post 1 short a day or 10 shorts a day? How about you test 10 shorts, wait a week, go back and say, what did I learn? How about you post 10 shorts over the next 10 days and say, what was the difference between the 10 in 1 day and 1 a day for 10 days? And study and analyze the data with takeaways by looking at your YouTube analytics after you do the test. A lot of us need to be taking more action and doing more review and testing and hide instead of hiding behind, well, I'm just kind of waiting until I have all the information. No, you got to do whatever it takes. You want to have enough information and then take massive action and figure it out as you go. Enough information and then absolutely punch procrastinism in the face, strangle fear, push out complacency and press record. Back to you, Mel.
So good, Sean, that we're hiding behind our questions. Oof, that was a good line. And we've got the Sadie saying, I punched fear in the face yesterday and posted my first video.
That's what I'm talking about.
Congratulations. That is what we're talking about. And this is another good line that Sean says a lot. Create instead of consume. So good. A lot of times we just need to get off of the YouTube searching, off of watching all the other YouTubers and their advice, and actually just get to creating. And yeah, we're talking about ourselves too. Maybe you need to be creating a video right now instead of on this stream. Hang out with us if you want. But I'm just saying, maybe you need to be creating. Okay, Sean, we've got a couple more questions coming in. And this one is from Pixel Design saying, how can I get niche finder? So we had a bunch of people talking about niche in the chat and asking about basically nailing down their niche. And so, Sean, would you be able to help Pixel Finder or Pixel Design with this question about where they can get this course and get more help on this question?
Yes, great question. So, how can I get niche finder? I have multiple skills, but it itself is a problem because the niche is not narrowed. And so, actually, Mel, you might know the best direct link to niche finder. I think if you hit us up at Think Media Support, that is, we can get you a link to that. It may be on my website, seancannell.com.
So yeah, and actually at this time we aren't typically selling it on its own because it is part of our big bundle that we have with our main YouTube course that has like all of our main YouTube strategy in it. And so that would probably be the best thing to look into. But yeah, if you can contact our team at thinkmediasupport.com and they can give you some different options.
Yeah. So if you're curious what Mel is talking about, we just did a challenge last week, and really our best sale of the year is happening right now on a bundle of our programs. And so we actually have a sale going on of Video Ranking Academy, our video creation made simple workshop with Nolan and
Mhm.
Omar, where they talk about all the tech stuff, our camera confidence course, that's all about building confidence on camera, and then also our YouTube niche finder course is included in this. When you really add up the investment, this is the best package to get everything. We're also including our YouTube Shorts masterclass, our YouTube strategy workshop. It's ridiculous, actually. You might be like,
Mhm.
that seems like a lot of stuff. Yeah, no, this is like the absolute best deal we've ever done. And so the best time to get in would be now to get niche finder, because basically you're getting it for free along with everything else. And so all of this is at Learn Video 2023, but this special offer ends in about 36 hours. So if you have been on the fence, have been thinking about joining Video Ranking Academy, then definitely check that out. And again, the URL, I think we have a banner for it, is learnvideo2023.com if you want to check out what's included in that bundle.
Awesome. Thanks, Sean. And thanks everybody for the hashtag VRA fam who's in the chat. Okay, we have Boosty saying, this is another niche question. So I'm always switching niches because I get bored easily. What should I do?
Um, Great question. And I love you, and I've got some opinions. And the question is, I'm always switching niches because I get bored easily. And that is going to be a huge problem, and you're never going to grow. If you're going in one direction, I think here's the analogy for you. If you want to get to a destination, let's say I'm in Las Vegas right now in the United States, and I want to fly to Florida, right? I want to get to a destination. So Florida is down in the lower corner of the United States. I have to go east and south. And there's a lot of different ways I could get there. And I could try to walk. How cold it is right now, I might not make it. I could ride my bike, probably slide out, break my legs because it's icy on some of these roads between here and there. I, of course, could take a car. That'd be better, a bus. If I fly, I'm going to get there to the fastest. So focus is a huge key into reaching your goals, and having a clear niche is a huge key into getting to your goals. If I wanted to go from like Las Vegas to Florida, my niche and staying focused would be a key. Imagine what would be the fastest way to get there. The fastest way between 2 points would be the straight line. And so I could travel from Las Vegas to Florida in a straight line. But if you're losing focus, if I got distracted, and a lot of us do this as creatives, oh, squirrel. And I thought, hey, you know what? I actually want to head up to New York first. That would divert my energy. Now, maybe cool if you're a free spirit and you want to just check things out as you go. You know what? I'm going to hit Dallas and then maybe I'm going to go hit Atlanta and different places. Like you could do it. But if your mission is to reach Florida, then the best way to get there would be to pick the best vehicle, set a flight path, and fly directly there. So when you constantly switch niches, you're building in one direction, but then it would have been like, okay, I'm on my way to Florida. I'm almost there. And now I think I'm going to go to Alaska instead. And so if you don't understand geography, which is a very weak skill for me personally, then this may not be illuminating much of an illustration in your mind. But to be clear, if Florida is right here, Alaska is up here. So if you're on your way from Las Vegas to Florida and then you switch niches, now you're going the other direction. And so you wasted all this time going in a particular direction. You waste all this energy. Even worse is if you gain some subscribers in the process, then like they didn't subscribe for the new thing that you're doing. And so this is why clarity is power. This is why focus is power. And this is why if you can channel your energy all in one direction, and I get it. If you're like me, you're multi-passionate and you get bored easily. You want to change topics. You want to try something new. And I understand that, but focus is power. And I have to then ask you some questions. What would you rather have? Would you rather be personally entertained or would you rather be full time on YouTube? Would you rather just follow your whimsical feelings that day or would you rather create consistent cash flow because you have a focused channel? Would you rather just dabble on YouTube or would you rather get focused and dominate on YouTube because you commit to the discipline of sticking with one thing? One of the terms I like better than niche these days is just the word focus. What is the focus of your channel? Yes, you can have a niche. There's an argument that you don't have to have like an exact niche, but I do believe you have to have a focus. If you look at any powerful business, any powerful brand, any powerful musician, any powerful hip hop artist that has had consistency, they've stayed focused. You've seen people that went a little sideways. G-Eazy starts doing alternative grunge music. Yeah, it wasn't a good vibe. He got focused. He went back to hip hop. That's where his strength is. Typically, you want to stick with your strengths. Oh, what about this one person one time who did something different? Well, great for that unicorn. Typically, we double down on our strengths. IKEA makes furniture. If you open up a sushi restaurant, your goal is to make the best sushi in the world, become known for making sushi. People come and sit down and they eat sushi with you. But if they came and sat down one day at your restaurant and you're like ordering, and then they just brought out some Mexican food. And they're like, yeah, we just felt like it. It's kind of, I don't know. I'm a creative person. I'm multi-passionate. It's hard for me to stay focused. You're like, I came here for sushi, dog. What are you doing? Like if I wanted Mexican, I would have went to a Mexican restaurant. So your YouTube channel should be the same. Like people are subscribing for sushi and then you're pivoting to Mexican. You got a problem. It's unfocused. You're switching around too much and you're losing momentum. And so if you want to make YouTube for you and your creative hobbies, then by all means, change up your thing all the time. But if you want to build a brand, you want to build a sustainable business, you want financial freedom, you want to be your own boss, you want to quit your 9 to 5, go part-time or full-time doing this, focus is a big deal. Focus stands for follow one course until successful. So I want to encourage you to get focused because if you can fall more in love with the results that focus will give you than the short-term emotions that you're feeling right now, there are untold accolades and opportunities waiting for you on the other side of discipline and focus. Back to you, Mel.
I just liked this comment from Hannah Sean saying, can we say that VRA is like Google Maps then? Carrying on your illustration.
Yes. I never heard that, Hannah. That's amazing.
So good. That's awesome. VRA is our YouTube strategy course, Video Ranking Academy, for anyone that doesn't know the acronym. And yes, I would definitely say it's a good illustration there. Okay, so the book club life is saying, I hear people, I hear YouTube channels being called podcasts. So I would say that this is actually, yes, it is for us specifically. We have our podcast YouTube channel, that content that goes on that YouTube channel is also on podcast apps like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more. So that is definitely a part of it for us, the book club life. But I'd also say it's also more like the actual content format itself. On our podcast channel, we post long form conversations more so than on our Think Media channel, where we post shorter, more concise tutorials and ASQ and etc. So that's what I would say is a big difference with podcast channels.
And you know what's wild, Mel, though, is a lot of people don't know that you can go to youtube.com/podcasts, plural with
Mhm.
an S. And this might not work in every country, but here's what it looks like in the US right now. And there's now this like banner, which is really fascinating. Because first of all, here's the YouTube logo for podcasts. Okay. Second of all, you have this kind of branded banner up here that I believe maybe creators are paying to be featured on, or maybe YouTube's just using this to kind of highlight how serious they are about podcasts. And so you've got an NPR show up here and these different things that are happening. This is kind of fascinating because this is NPR, which, mind you, I wouldn't call this best practice, but they have a huge brand. And so they are just putting a moving background behind the logo of the podcast. But of course, the better format is what we see here, whether it's the PBD podcast. They're considering Phil DeFranco a podcast, which is probably true. It's a consistent news show that you would get a lot out of if you only listen to on audio. The Wild Project. So sometimes it says H3 podcast, or sometimes it just says Fresh and Fit. And this page is showing you what is much more podcast content. In this case, here's a sermon from Stephen Furtick. That is lots of kind of faith-based content is also on podcast. So the terms could almost become confusing, unnecessarily so, but Mel has it right. Like, it's more of a format. You'd argue that it's probably more long term, long form. And I think the other big key is that it would be valuable in audio as well. And so if you had heavy visuals that needed to be connected to the content to make it relevant, then it wouldn't make very good podcast content. And so this whole idea of video podcasting is one of the things we're very excited about here at Think Media. We recommend you dig into our library. And if you look up Think Media video podcast, between mainly Omar, some of myself, we've got like best video gear and software for video podcasting, and building out a video podcast studio, thinking about how you're going to film it and produce it, and then not overthinking it. Because, here at Think Media, we're pretty sophisticated. We're definitely team crispy over here. Whereas I think about my friend Carrie Newhoff, who uses basically Zoom, and has kind of some fancier introductions sometimes to his podcast, where he kind of has that nice DSLR look in his living room. And then he just records either on StreamYard or something. And I think this is an ad spot for one of his things. And he's got his audio podcast, he's got his video podcast, and tapping into a tool like StreamYard or Zoom and recording conversations. Again, huge opportunity. This is a 1 hour and 39-minute video. Carrie's bigger influence is on his audio podcast, but because he also committed to doing YouTube, he's grown to 24,000 subscribers. The channel continues to grow. And so let us know in the comments if you've thought about starting a video podcast, if you have a podcast, if you have an audio only podcast, if you have any questions about podcasts. And what's the next question, Mel?
I just wanted to get this one real quick from 5 saying, is the YouTube 1K challenge over or is it on replay? So the challenge is over. The replays aren't available anymore, but we do have a free strategy course that is on demand right now that you can watch at your leisure for about the next 36 hours. It'll be up for until tomorrow night. And so you can get that at freetubeclass.com. That is our best resource for you right now, to jump in, get your YouTube strategy, and then get all those bases covered, because the challenge is over now, which was really fun. But this is your best next step.
You know what's cool, Mel, too, is you just
Mhm.
built out with the rest of the team some cool bonuses that people get for free as well. Like there's a quick start guide the 1,000 subs club, which will be a part of when
Mhm.
you sign up, and your YouTube money plan. These are all some free downloads that are included at freetubeclass.com. So again, these are just resources for you if you're serious about YouTube this year and serious about figuring out how to make money on YouTube. Like, how do you practically create big money even with a small channel? You're absolutely going to love this training. It's worth your time. That's at freetubeclass.com.
Yeah, and just for a little context too, that free 1K subs club that Sean was just showing is it's actually like really crazy because every week we send out um, information for you on YouTube, and so we send out training, we send out helpful tips, updates on what's happening inside of YouTube, and so it's a weekly, just regular subscription that you basically get free access to, and so that is in and of itself worth signing up for free right now. But then you also get this course, of course, for the next 24, 36 hours. So definitely head to freetubeclass.com. And Sean, this is a question. Oh, did you have anything you wanted to add to that before I move
No.
on? Okay. Resin Dragon Studios changed my niche to more of a maker channel, but I'm having a hard time getting new video views. Is it because YouTube still recognize me for their old videos? What can I do? And I think in general, Sean, there's a couple people asking about this, saying, I'm switching my channel niche. Should I use my old channel? Is this going to affect things? You can speak to that a little bit.
Great. And so this is Resin Dragon Studios. Let's check out what you're doing here. And thanks so much for being a part of the stream. Hit like if you've been getting value today. And let's check out what's happening here. So, a couple things. First of all, and I'll start with this friend, you haven't uploaded in a month. I believe I'm on the right channel. I think I am. And you have not uploaded in a month. So, with all kindness and all love sent your way, one of the secrets to success on YouTube is posting videos to YouTube. I'm not trying to be condescending. I'm just trying to encourage you to say, if you are critical of your results, you got to be putting in the work and don't expect to get the results if you're not doing the work. Um, if you're also uploading, I know we encourage like maybe one video a week, which it seemed like you were doing a month ago. You uploaded 3 videos in a month. Again, like the encouraging thing, let me flip it to be a little more encouraging. If you haven't uploaded in a long time, you're like, is this working? You're not posting. So you don't even know. Like the way you get feedback is by posting videos. Secondly, I think that it's way less about, how you switched or what you changed. I just think that a lot of work needs to be done here. Thumbnails need like the black bars, however you're designing the thumbnails, they should be like 1920 by 1080. They kind of have that square. And then inside of it is sort of like a square inside of another square. And then ultimately, I know you can't hear this. Good to start with the your logo. It's cool that you got the branding. I will say this though, long intros. We need to kill long intros in 2023. Type it in the chat. Kill the intro. Type it in the chat. This thing is super long. Like, what are we doing? It's 10 seconds long. See, nobody has time for this. Like, people want to get to the content. Okay, I got you. Good. Fair enough. You've been focusing on shorts. So let's forgive me for not making it that far. But nevertheless, we've learned some good things here. So if we head over to shorts, let's see what's happening. How to make a resin geometric heart, good, practical. And it would seem to me too, this doesn't seem like you switched anything. I don't think you switched like it all. Like from what? Like this, if I go all the way back, these all seem to be kind of that creative. I get the maker channel thing. And so uh more than anything, InShot for anybody looking for some good video editing. Got some InShot out there. And then by the way, people were wondering if you can use popular music. That is what Resin Dragon Studios is doing. We got a popular song going on here, Heart of Glass, from Blondie. So, kinda cool, and I would say that, then my final thing would just be, I think that I would not let go of long form. I would continue to do short form. I would study the niche you're in, which would kind of be that DIY art creative, and try to come up with some great topics. And then I would look at the fact that, let's say you got 7,500 views. That is really great. And this was posted December 9. So in the last 2 months, right, one of your shorts gets 7,500 views. Success leaves clues. Keep doubling down. Make part twos. Like, what? Analyze that video and do more of those. And so my final thoughts are, double your activities as you get 1% better with every upload. Also, just double down on YouTube best practices and keep posting, because here'd be the final mindset that I want to encourage you with. And I know a lot of us have. Think media, you're probably being too critical on yourself. Like, you really are. You're frustrated because you feel like your growth is too slow. You might be looking at somebody else who's growing faster. You might be comparing yourself to somebody else. Remember that comparison is the thief of joy and the killer of creativity. Your race, your pace. Like, just keep making your content, the content you love, but also that is intersecting with trends potentially in a niche like this. You're doing dragon models, but like, can we tap into House of Dragon? Can we tap into some different things with maybe some clips, some B-roll clips? If it opens up on a scene of a known character using fair use law from like House of Dragon, and then like you can make that dragon in a 3D print and make it easy, then maybe that gets 10 million views. So you're tapping into different strategies, but you got to be patient on the journey. And if in the last 2 months you got 7,500 views on a video, remember that there's creators who they wish they got that many views. So it's not thinking about how far you still have to go. Acknowledge how far you've come. This channel is really doing really well, and small tweaks lead to giant peaks. And so, great question. I don't sense the branding change. You got a logo, you've got the name, it all seems pretty aligned to me. I definitely see you're on shorts now, but I would love you taking this energy and some of these thumbnails and some of these things to some full length videos as well, with different thumbnails for sure.
Yeah, and just as a consumer of DIY kind of content, it's really great to see the project done in short form and then be able to go and get all the details of how to execute that project on a long form video. So I think that could be really great. And Sean, this is a clarity question from Christina. Kill the intro. Should I go back to old videos and delete intros?
Oh man, I mean, sometimes there's like a law of diminishing returns of going back to your old videos. I mean, if they're just sitting, like, that's an interesting idea actually. If your intro literally is second 000 in your video till 10 seconds or 20 seconds, you could use YouTube editor, go back to old videos and get rid of the intros, because they really are basically pointless. Think Media does have an intro. First, it never starts with it, right? The beginning doesn't start with it. It starts with getting right to the point, like powerful question, value-based hook, different things. And then maybe you've heard it. And after we sort of do the hook of the video, it goes, you got to just press record with a camera noise. Why it's saying you got to just press record. It's about a minute, 1.2 seconds is how long our intro is. So it's more of a bumper, or you'd call it a logo sting. And it's not right at the beginning. Now, I do think there's a time and place. Like, if you look at personal finance YouTuber Dave Ramsey, it's almost like the Netflix or Hulu opening. My son, Sean Bradley, like when the Netflix, with the bass hit and like the logo, he gets pumped. It like triggers his brain to be like, content. We're about to watch Dino Trucks. You know what I mean? We're about to watch Blippi. Like, he's super fired up. And so, if you have like a logo sting and auditory branding, I think that's all right. But the opposite side of the spectrum is you don't need an intro at all. Like, what people want is they're scrolling on YouTube. You make a promise in the title and the thumbnail. They click on it. You may not even need to explain anything, because you already told them what the video is about in the title and the thumbnail. So you can just start. You don't got to introduce yourself. You got to tell a backstory. You don't need a bunch of B-roll of all kinds of random stuff before you get to the point. You can get straight to the point. Just remembering that, put yourself in the shoes of the viewer. And one of the biggest things I think that you can do to win on YouTube in 2023 is be more self-aware of your own frustrations, preferences, and the details you notice as a YouTube consumer. Step one, consume more YouTube. I hope we just became your favorite YouTube channel. Mel and Sean were like, your homework today is watch more YouTube. But it's true. However, watch more YouTube with the lens of your studying and you're thinking about, man, what lost my attention there? What grabbed my attention? Wow, that was a really good way they opened there. You're studying YouTube with a student mind, taking notes as opposed to just from an entertainment mind, and identifying where you're getting frustrated or just through the lens of, man, that could have been cut out, or that was said very inefficiently. That took 5 minutes to say. It probably could have been said in 30 seconds. And the creator, if they put more effort in to making the content more, honoring the viewer more, like then you start saying, how can I apply that? And it'll prove to be powerful and create dividends for the results you're getting on YouTube.
Here's some more clarity. Does that mean outros are also out in 2023?
I think they are. I think that Lexi, the perfect video recipe that we talk about in YouTube Secrets second edition, by the way, and here is what the second edition looks like. It is on Audible, and you can actually get it for free if you don't have an Audible account at tubesecretsaudio.com. And we talk about the perfect video recipe. Here's what it is. It's the big idea, the hook, the content, and the transition. So let's go to the end of the video. The end is not the outro. The end is the transition. In 2023, what you want to be doing is not ending your videos. You want to be transitioning your videos to another video. And that would mean that as soon as you finish your content, you want to, as quick as possible, point to the next video. Here is one of my preferred ways of doing it. Let's assume that this very video was about the perfect video recipe. So I'm like, number one, the big idea. Number two, the hook. Number three, the content. And number four, the transition. For the transition, your goal is to pick another video from your library and point to it during the end card. In fact, if you actually want to check out how to quickly build an end card template using Canva, just click or tap the screen right now to go watch that video. My name is Sean Cannell, Rhymes with YouTube channel. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and I'll see you in the next one. So notice my outro was actually after a call to action to watch another video, and it was less than 20 seconds. In my opinion, either not even having an outro, just ending and sometimes letting 5 seconds of an end card in music have like one choice for people to click, or just ending. If you study some really viral videos, they don't even use the end card. They just end. It's like shocking because that actually gets viewer completion to the very end. But my favorite way to do it in kind of a more communicational, relational way would be to give a call to action to watch the next video. And then in less than 20 seconds, do your outro, because on screen is their opportunity to click and watch another video and leave at any time, which they're going to do anyways. But then it's at that point that I would say, hit like if you got value, subscribe if you're not subscribed. My name's Sean Cannell, Rhymes with YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next one. And that only takes like 9 seconds or 7. And so there's no need to even use all 20 seconds of your end card. Try to use 10, try to use 5, try to use 13. And so I think outros are dead. We're killing intros, we're killing outros, we're killing everything.
Okay, we got from Jane saying, should we create a teaser for a long form video before it comes out or wait until the video comes out?
Wait until it comes out.
Yeah.
Wait until it comes out. Like,
absolutely.
This is also a pet peeve of mine. Mel knows I'm a little bit tired and we got all kinds of live streams to do, but this has triggered me a little bit with nothing but love. But one of my biggest pet peeves is people like talking about what they're going to do. I've got multiple pet peeves. Number one, premieres are a pet peeve. YouTube premieres. Let's talk about those for a second, because what that is telling you is there, especially when someone premieres a video 30 days later. You're like, what are you even doing? Why don't you just do you think that my life revolves around your YouTube channel? Like, so I see it, I see the thumbnail, I see the title, and I'm like, it's in my subscription feed. Why can't I just watch it now? Right? Turn on notifications or whatever. I'm more annoyed. Now, let me know your opinion. I understand this is just my personal pet peeves. See, I would rather the video just be out than tell me you're going to premiere it. Now, I've heard some people, they premiere in like 1 or 2 hours, but I'll see my friends. I'll call them out, man. My friend Anthony O'Neill. I'm like, dog, why are you premiering your video? Like, I'm here now taking a bathroom break. I might be on my phone watching YouTube as you would. Legs fall asleep because I stay in there so long, right? You're done with everything, but like you're just still watching YouTube, and then you like stand up, you can't walk. Too real, too gross. Okay, listen. And I'm like, that sounds like a great topic, Ruslan KD. Why is it's premiering? And I get like building up a little audience. Okay, so what do I mean? Like, just do the thing. Bigger pet peeve than that is someone who gets on their YouTube channel and they're like, guys, I'm sorry. I haven't been here and I'm sorry. It's been busy, but here's what I'm gonna do. I'm really gonna commit this year. And what I'm gonna do a lot of stuff. And I'm thinking, why don't you just say less and do more? Like, talk is cheap. Just let the action speak. And I'm not trying to even be harsh. I'm just saying, as soon as you come out with the thing, then the thing can perform. Come out with the video. I understand there's different niches. Like, yes, there should be a trailer for a movie. Yes, there should be a trailer for the Bogey Boys Macklemore duck, drop of the clothing line that's coming out February 1st. Bogeyboys.com, not sponsored. If you're into weird golf clothes, there should be trailers for different entertainers and stuff. And there's a time and place for everything. But the powerful thing about YouTube is you can drop a video with a good title and a good thumbnail, and people can watch the whole thing, and it can start getting you views right then. Don't tell people what you're about to do. Don't drop a short of what you're about to do. Just do it. Talk is cheap. Actions speak louder than words.
Oof, I knew that was going to get you, Sean. I knew that was.
Did you know? You do? I was going to take it there.
No, that was good. That was good. I would have taken it there too, personally. It is also a pet peeve of mine. All right, soft spot for art. Thank you for the super chat here. So I think it's a great question, Sean. I'm going to let you read it so you can get all the clarity points.
Can you clarify, starting with search-based content and diverging from there as you grow? How do I determine if I'm moving too far from my niche of comedic animation, both at the start and later on? So one of the things you could do as you grow, let me illustrate, is like on my Think Media podcast channel, okay, we released a video called We Got Hacked. That video only has 10,000 views because we have an audience now. Fair enough? Because nobody cares about and nobody cares about us getting hacked unless you're already subscribed here and you know who we are. Okay. So what are the most popular videos that have grown? 50 minutes of strategic social media content with Patrick Bet-David, Gary Vee, Alex Hormozy. That makes sense. That's an influencer level thing because they all have influence. If you make these 5 YouTube changes, you'll regret it later. How to grow a YouTube channel. Search-based, topical-based, interest-based. 10 reasons you need to go all on YouTube. How to build a strong personal brand. These are our most popular videos. So it's pretty simple. The point is that when nobody knows you, one of the best ways to start is really, let's not even call it search-based. Let's call it value-based, or let's call it intent-based. You may not be perfectly optimized to be typed in search. It's still what we teach and what our Video Ranking Academy program teaches as well, is that you need to understand the intent of viewers and the value that they're seeking out, because they don't know you, they know the value they're seeking out. They know the question they want answered. They know they're researching a specific product. And when nobody knows you, that's how you get your first subscriber, your first 100 subscribers, your first 1,000 subscribers, your first 100,000 subscribers. I don't know when the tipping point is. It's really whenever you want it to be. But at some point, and you probably all have YouTube channels you follow like this, you're now subscribed to a channel you've built trust with the channel, you're bought into the creator, you'll see their videos on their homepage. So YouTube is known to recommend their videos to you because you consume their videos. So if they release a new video, YouTube will put that on your homepage. And if you have a good affinity for the creator and you enjoy interacting with their content, if they upload almost anything new that gets clicked on and has a good average view duration, that'll probably show up on your homepage. So I can say we got hacked and it could get 10,000 views because of starting though with value-based, intent-based before anybody cared or had any kind of relationship or affinity or connection with myself or Omar or Mel or Nolan. And so that's the idea is start with practical content that can get you discovered. And then you can do things differently once you're known. And one of the biggest mistakes creators make is they are doing the activities of Casey Neistat today while not actually doing the foundational activities and actions that Casey Neistat did to build his brand to where he is today. Before he even ever started vlogging, which was sort of going to blow up no matter what because of the level he brought, he was close to 1 million subscribers, if not over, before he even started. When I think about Judy Travis, Benji's wife, the co-author of YouTube Secrets, they're one of the longest standing vlogger channels of all time. And a lot of vloggers want to just start vlogging. They want people to be interested in their life. They want to get subscribers kind of for subscribers' sake. Like, this doesn't end well. I took the kids to Japan, first stop in Tokyo. Like, these aren't search based, but they've got a diehard audience that is connected with them. What people forget is that Judy started with a niche topic channel about beauty, makeup, hair, and got known with that niche focused content. And then interest started to develop in her personal life. Then the kids started being born, which are always helpful, and their family dynamics, their creativity, all these different aspects led to a vlogging channel. Can you start a vlogging channel from scratch? Sure, you can do whatever you want. But I want to encourage you that starting with and building up a brand and getting known with value-based content and intent-based content and search-based content is one of the most practical paths forward. And then from that point, you've developed that core audience, or at least some of an audience that's like fascinated and maybe interested in following you as more of a lifestyle type of a vlogger.
All right. Thank you, Sean. I have a quick question I want to address from Mr. Elmore's Music Lab. And Sean, you can tell me if you think differently about this, but Mr. Elmore is asking if they should list their video as just for kids, even though they're for everyone. I would certainly say no. Don't
No.
list it for kids if it's for everybody. You don't want that on your channel because it does entirely change the distribution, but also changes the monetization, which is really key in that. So if it truly isn't made just for kids, don't list it as that. All right, do you have a different opinion, John? I think.
No, you hit it exactly right. And
All right.
especially because ads will be limited.
Mhm.
There's a lot of creators that do well with checking the kids box, and you could still make money in advertising. You're just letting YouTube know. But you're going to make more, or there'll be more diverse. YouTube gives more options in terms of advertising if you don't check that. Yeah. And you want to just answer honestly, but great,
Mhm.
great answer, Mel.
Of course. So Matt
Sorry.
is oh, yes, you're good. Matt is saying, having a hard time coming up with ideas that are doing well, had one that blew up, but now he doesn't know how to replicate it. I think you might be pulling it up, Sean, to actually look at it, but see if there's any general advice we can give him.
Yes. All right. So we got Matt CL, and we say that, success leaves clues, make part twos. One blew up, got 19,000. Okay. And then we've got no shorts yet. Bold Christian content is the niche. A little bit of trend surfing here. I think it's clear what happened. It was a reaction video. It was trend surfing. and it was the story that you reacted to. In fact, what I would do, Matt, is I would go into your YouTube studio, and everybody watching can follow along. When a video breaks out, what you want to do is you want to figure out why. And one of the ways to figure out why is asking your question, even where was the traffic coming from? And so if I go to analytics on this training I did about how to grow a channel, we can see that you can go to see more over here in terms of the traffic. You could see that reach, and then we could go to browse features, 52%, right? That's going to be traffic from the home page, the subscription feed, and browse features. So this really resonated with Think Media subscribers. And therefore, not every one of the videos you post make it on people's home pages. So even getting on the home page of your own subscribers is its own challenge. So 50% of the views came from that. YouTube search. So people actually searching for this exact video from typing something in to YouTube search. And then another 10% from suggested appearing alongside other videos. So you can think about, okay, what were the traffic search sources? What can also be fascinating is I would guess that video that blew up for you had some good suggested traffic. And so you can actually dig into the suggested traffic source and see which videos are suggesting your content. And so there could be some insights there as well. What videos are bringing an audience in, which then might lead you to some other channels, some other viewers. And it's kind of following those breadcrumbs like Hansel and Gretel to escape the wicked witch of the YouTube algorithm not recommending your content. I don't know how far I'm trying to take this analogy, but it seemed good at the time. And so ultimately, your goal would be to say, okay, this video resonated with my audience or brought in a new audience. How can I make something similar? And what you also may have experienced is part of just the game of YouTube itself. I think that, let me warn you in a positive way, and everybody watching this, that YouTube really messes with your brain, and you have to develop like a new brain or your life will get messed up. I'm so serious. And here's what I mean. YouTube is like brain drugs. So you got 19,000 views, and that was a major breakout. You have 319 subscribers. Here's what happened. As you saw that video growing, as you saw it, you woke up, dopamine hit your brain, serotonin hit your brain. And honestly, neural pathways started being rewired right at that moment. So then you started thinking, oh my gosh, I'm on the way up. Oh, like what's happening? Oh, I gotta maintain this success. I need to cancel my plans. I need to probably double down. I need to shoot another video. And you start going through all these emotions, chemicals are firing off all over in your brain. It's wild. And it's also a big high. And then you haven't even had a chance to get there yet. Then you post another 1, 2, 3 videos. Let me know if anybody can relate to this. Too real. And you hit a big peak, and then you just go right back to slow and steady with no breakout videos. And then you go to the opposite side. That peak of serotonin and dopamine and adrenaline crashes. And now you're in the overcorrection of depression. Now you're like, my YouTube channel died. How do I replicate this? What do I do next? This is real. And what we need to develop as content creators, and something I deeply care about You Think Media, and I care not just about you winning on YouTube, but also experiencing success without losing your soul, experiencing success without like blowing up your personal health or your mental health. And so one of the things we needed to develop is resilience. The definition of resilience essentially is how quickly do you get back to baseline? Whether you have a viral video and you're like, I'm on top of the world. I am Leonardo DiCaprio in the Titanic. Whether you have a viral video, how quickly can you come back to baseline and just get back to the grind? You don't let it mess you up too much. You're excited, you celebrate for a second, but you just go back to doing the work. Or whether you go through 25 videos in a row that are terrible, not getting views, not getting likes, a couple negative comments, how quickly do you get back to baseline? From a high or from a low, you get back to baseline. And it's that slow and steady wins. It's that I'm going to keep putting out great videos. It's that I'm going to keep doing best practices. It's that, yes, I am going to try to repeat the success of my last video, but I'm not going to here's what people do. The YouTube algorithm will lead you away from your vision. It'll lead you away from your purpose because you will start chasing views and you'll stop chasing purpose. You'll start chasing vanity and you'll stop chasing what you started out for. Yes, the way certain videos resonate with your audience should influence your future content. But the problem with social media is that we can start trying to placate algorithms and completely forget about why did we start in the first place and what is the impact we want to make. I personally would rather make a significant impact in people's lives than just get as many views as possible. And I think we all agree with that. But yet, once it starts happening, I was coaching somebody the other day and they randomly uploaded a drone kind of content video. It had nothing to do with the topic on their channel. It blew up. It got like 50,000 views and they were normally getting like 500 views. So they were like, should I change my whole channel to drone content? Well, it's a relevant question. If you love that, if that's your passion, if that's the direction you want to go, then that's definitely momentum to ride. But if it has nothing to do with your vision, are you just selling out to the algorithm or are you? So I say all that just to encourage you to analyze the video that blew up and say, okay, can I talk about this hockey player again? Can I, you know, is this particular newscaster in the thumbnail? Is he interesting? There's 488 comments on the video. I think it's interesting to read what's happening there and then to double down while staying on vision to your channel. But what I want to encourage you, Matt, is that that should not be your new baseline of success. Your baseline of success, which you're probably completely blowing up here. I can't see your stats on vidIQ quite yet because the channel's still new, but this video is 12 days old and it's getting 44 views an hour. This video is going to get you new subscribers. This video is growing. Try to repeat it, but just don't worry about it too much. That's the summary point. Relax and get back to the grind. Chill and get back to the grind. If you have a great day, get back to resilience, baseline. If you have a horrible month, just get back to resilience. Over here behind my gold play button, there's this kind of poster framed picture on the wall with gold leaf. It says slow and steady wins, and you can't really read it. And at the end of the S on wins is a little turtle. And if anybody knows the story of the tortoise and the hare, that's what it's all about. And these two images on the wall behind me, slow and steady wins and never settle, is the same essence of just, I'm just going to get up and just do the daily grind. I'm just going to get right back to it. I'll never forget when I went viral, free stuff on Amazon, and it does weird stuff to your brain. Like so I had 3 million views 6 years ago. This video just kind of pops off. It just starts getting like all this traffic. And then I start asking, see, I wake up and this hadn't been happening before. John from Johnny Law, we talked about him earlier. Same thing happened to me. He was like, Sean, what do I do? Like, do I, like you're kind of panicking. Like, how do I ride this? How do I maintain this? I'm like, keep doing what you're doing. I mean, yeah, there's definitely some practical, tactical things. Like you should ride the wave and think about what's happening. And you could see, look at this spike of traffic. I mean, it was going like 89,000 views in a day. And then it went back up to 27,000 views a day. And then it hit. And so it's got 3.1 million views. But immediately after, I went back to like solid, slow and steady wins. And here we are. Think Media is still going. And my favorite pace is slow and steady wins. I don't want to grow too fast, honestly. I'll take as many viral videos as I could get, but I don't want my clout to grow faster than my character. I don't want my channel to grow faster than my character. So I actually kind of prefer to I would almost rather have slow and steady wins. Like if I'm playing baseball, all I want is a base hit. Grand slams are cool. Home runs are cool. Would love to hit those every once in a while. But if I can just get a nice, unsexy base hit every time, well, shoot. I don't care if I bunt and people go, that's so cheap. It's super ugly. I got on base. And then eventually the bases are loaded. And then every time we're putting a run in and people go, wow, this is a boring game. but I'm stacking up points because it's slow and steady wins. So I don't know why I went off on that to that level, but yeah, success leaves clues, make part twos, but don't worry about it. Just get back to making the content you love, doing the research, get 1% better with every upload, and just embracing the slow and steady grind. And out of the slow and steady grind, viral videos happen. We've had many since then. We've had multiple million viewed videos. And then we also have had niche videos like what Omar released today. I think that's the other thing. You eventually learn how YouTube works. Like if you go to our videos and you go to popular, like 5.2 million, 3.9 million, 3.4 million, 3 million. But like the video we did today was just answering specific questions, Sony FX30 tutorial. It would look like it bombed, but what we understand is that this is going to be absolutely a banger. In fact, in the short term, we lost 4 subscribers. Kind of discouraging. You know what I mean? Like that's it, like the way it's starting. And actually, this is why I think our program, Video Ranking Academy, is so powerful, is because it helps people understand this slow and steady wins kind of ethic and kind of mindset. Mark my words. This video, day 16, maybe day 24, and this video, day 100, is going to climb past this typical performance just because it's a very specific, high value niche video teaching on a specific camera. And so slow and steady wins, friends. And build your resilience. Whether you have a good day or a bad day, back to baseline, back to doing the work, back to the grind. Back to you, Mel.
Thanks, Sean. You got a lot of people resonating with that. Slow and steady feels peaceful and makes me actually enjoy what I'm sharing on my channel. I love that. Dr. Andrea, I feel the same way. I don't know how Sean says so much in one live stream. Arlene is saying, so appreciate the advice and love the baseball analogies. So I'm glad you guys definitely resonated with that. We are going to actually wrap things up for today. Thank you for joining us for this Q&A stream here on the channel. And I just want to leave you with a couple things, deadlines to let you know about. We would love if you headed over to our class, our free class that's happening right now. You can watch it on demand just for about the next 36 hours. And it's at freetubeclass.com. Within this class, you're going to get Sean's tips for taking one YouTube video and just maximizing it. So making one really smart strategic YouTube video and creating multiple streams of income from that one video. It's really amazing to see what has happened with that just one strategy and what you guys can do with it on your channel. So I definitely head to freetubeclass.com in order to take that class. And if you heard about our course and you're interested in just jumping in straight into our full YouTube course and coaching program, then you can do that at learnvideo2023.com. Learnvideo2023.com. Here you go. You can see that everything that's included in it, but it includes this full package of our best-selling courses that will help you along your YouTube journey. So we have our camera confidence, our YouTube niche finder, video creation made simple, and of course, our main program, Video Ranking Academy, are all included just for a limited time. So this is something that we do for a really short period of time because of our big challenge that we had going this last week. We also added our YouTube Shorts Masterclass, brand new course, only available inside this package. So if you'd like to join this at this discounted price with all of this extra stuff included, then definitely head to learnvideo2023.com and we'd love to see you inside that course. So hopefully we see you on the free class or inside the course, and we'll catch you next.